Hello everyone, yours truly, Chrislevi13, your favorite YouTuber on the road to 1K subscribers. And not only am I on the road to 1K subscribers, the channel is officially 8 years old. From 2012 to 2020, that is 8 years strong. That's Chrislevi13 right here on YouTube and throughout social media. And I gotta say thank you to everybody who is a patron, follower, subscriber, is in the Discord, or any jazz that has to do with Chrislevi13. Thank you, Vault Squad. Thank you for all of the support, the help, the advice, and everything. Now, getting into the Q&A, which I got all the questions saved right here on my phone. It was about a week to a week and a half ago that I asked, hey, I wanted to do a Q&A. You know, I posted a tweet about it, and then I posted it on my Discord, and I had one question come in through Discord, and then a whole bunch come in through Twitter, and I was just thinking, okay, let's save all these questions a lot. And I was going to record it and post it last week, but due to life and other things, I just held off on it so I can answer these questions better for you all, you know, with a clearer mind and all that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to answer each of these questions. We're going to say who submitted the question, answer that question, and then go into the next question as I look at them right here on my phone. So if y'all ready for that, sit back, relax. Hope you liked the video, and if you're new to the channel, to me, Biggest Pharaoh, hit that subscribe button to see weekly content from yours truly. So diving into these questions that you all, Vault Squad, asked me on Discord and through my tweet over on Twitter, we're going to start off by answering these questions. Some of these questions I may have marked in there, may be multiple questions, but they were asked in a tweet or something like that, and I put it all together. So I will say who asked the question and then dive into the question. So number one being, this is number one, and I hold up a number for every question that's asked. Number one, Stitched asked, what's your favorite video game you've played this year so far? So I've either got to say, so far this year, I've got to say, let me see. I've either got to say this right here, Life is Strange 2, or Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Great. I haven't beat this game yet. I beat this one. I haven't beat this one, but Ori and the Will of the Wisps, great game, great mechanics, great music in the game, and everything about it. But then also this one right here, just connecting with the two brothers and all that, and the story was phenomenal job. I like the Life is Strange games, which is why later this year I'm going to stream Life is Strange 1 and After Storm on the channel. Also, I gotta say Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy VII Remake were phenomenal games as well, you know. So that's pretty much the answer to that question. Now the second question is asked by Stitch. This is number 2, and it says, what's the most disappointing game you've ever played? Most disappointing game I've ever played? There's been some games that I bought for cheap on Steam that were supposed to be like Sonic type games. Games with totally different characters. Those games sucked, you know. So the last not the last Need for Speed, but there's a Need for Speed, but it was like a couple years ago. That's really I played, and I really liked the Need for Speed game when I was younger, like Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted and all that, and then Underground. But then that game sucked. But the biggest blunder that I've ever played, and they're making a remaster of it this year, was Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 is coming out this year. But the biggest blunder that I've ever played is playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. That game right there, Tony Hawk series was so cool. Was Underground and American Wasteland. I like it, even though some people don't. And Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3 and all that. And then they come out with 5, and it was so janky and so just And I played that game probably for 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe because I rented a copy of it from my buddy's PlayStation. But you know, when we were in the gaming group that I had, and I spent one night playing it with him back and forth for 5-6 hours, you know. And I just didn't enjoy the game at all. Didn't enjoy it at all. So that is that. Dank Meme Center asked, what's your favorite story-driven game / movie? So movie, I've got 2. Is Pixar and Toy Story. I love the story of the toys, because especially 1, 2, and 3, you get the story of Andy and the toys, and them growing, and then him finally giving the toys away to this little girl. and you can see Andy and Woody and Buzz and all that, you know, and it's really, really heartwarming as a kid. It still makes me nostalgic for it. But then also Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is a movie with Tim Robertson and Morgan Freeman, and I forgot what gets him into jail, but they're in the jail, and you know they have the whole story, and at the end of it, he tells the story of how he has to go find the money. It's it's inside this wall. It's out in the middle of this field, you know. And then they eventually meet each other. You know, he's working on the boat, and all these years later, and he meets him, and it's like, oh, so you found the money, you found the way to feed me, and they actually show the friendship bond, and you know, and everything, and the way that stuff was going down in that prison, and everything from him being a librarian to do this to do that. And then also eventually that one building that they went to and they show the story that had like a little notch in there that he wrote in there at the top. Very, 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 very well made. It's one of my dad's favorite movies of all time, but it's also one of my favorite movies of all time. And then when it goes over to games, I have to say when it goes over to games, I have to go with the Halo. Halo #1 because Halo with the story between Master Chief and Cortana and how you meet the Covenant and how the Covenant are trying to find the Halo rings to destroy the universe and then the humans, and they go back and forth in Halo Reach and everything. It's very, very well made. Very, very well made. Also, I do like the BioShock series as one of my favorite. That's really my favorite series that I played during the PS3, Xbox 360 era. BioShock 1, 2, and 3. I could play those games over, learning about Rapture and all that. Very, very cool. It's weird, but it's cool at the same time. And everything like that. And if there's any other games that have like a really good story that I could just put out there just to say like honorable mentions, I bet it'll be like some Crimson Skies, you know, the God of War from PS4 2018. That God of War game's good. And what I'm playing of Octopath Traveler recently, that's got a good story. Final Fantasy VII has one of the greatest stories of all time. Final Fantasy 9 and 10 are my favorites, but those got good stories. But my two favorites, probably movie, would be I put Shawshank over Toy Story, and then I'd probably say Halo or BioShock, you know, because those kind of right there. BCS, what is your most favorite video you've ever made? My most favorite video that I've ever made is, and that's #4. My most favorite video that I've ever made is it's probably my music videos that I made, because I want to do music more professionally and not do exactly what Studio Nick does, but have that quality, you know, and all that. But also the video that I made last year, it's not the best video in the world by any means, but the video I made last year about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and Fire Emblem 3 Houses, where I kind of give my impressions in both of them, because I like recorded footage. I thought it out. It took me probably 6 to 8 hours to make that whole video. I recorded stuff with delete it, record, delete. It was just time consuming, you know, and all of that. But the product that came out had everybody from Smash GT to this person, that person liking it in the community, you know. So I really enjoyed doing that. And if anybody likes me doing more impression videos, then let me know. Then he asked #5 is what VC asked, what's your least favorite video you ever made and why? Least favorite video that I ever made. I can't really say a least favorite video because all of them are trial and error. You learn from your mistakes and everything. And I know I've made some mistakes in the past, you know, streaming wise, video wise, all that. But if you look at my channel, some of my worst videos is probably whenever I had a cheap $300 PC and I was trying to stream, do some gameplay stuff off of that, or like the old silly like little sped up voices that I made videos and all and everything. You know, those are some of my worst videos that I've ever made. And those were like whenever I didn't really know what YouTube was. I didn't know what content was. I thought, hey, it'd be something cool to put up there. You know, funny. I've seen other people do stuff like this. That's simply what it was. So it's nothing recently. It's more my older stuff that I did that I think is bad, you know. And you know, and it's because I didn't know enough, and that's why. Now, #6 question is asked, even though it says #5, it's #6 because VC asked 2 questions back to back. He says, Chosen Rebel asked, let me see. Chosen asked, what is the hardest part of being a YouTuber and easy part? This is a 2-part question, so I will say the hardest part about being a YouTuber is definitely, most importantly, being consistent. because anybody can create a video, a live stream. Anybody can sit there and do this, do that, you know. But being consistent, where hey, because if you're not consistent on any platform, if you're not consistent, basketball player, if you're not consistent on the court, if you're not consistent football player on the field, if you're not consistent at your job, people could A, forget about you, B, become complacent with you, and a bunch of stuff. You know, it's like you're sitting there doing all this talking, but yet you never put a video out. And that's really, really hard, you know, because you got to stay consistent. Meaning, if you're going to live stream and you're telling people you're going to live stream a series like me and Halo, and I've been fucking up in that, then you got to do it, because if you don't, then people are going to miss that series and they're going to be like, well, what is he, just this guy, that guy, you know? So you've got to stay consistent on the platform, because you got to stay consistent. If you're one of those people that has enough of a following to do one video every couple weeks, do it. If you're one of those people that do 2 videos per week, do it. If you're somebody that says, hey, I'm going to stream 2 or more times per week and do at least 4 videos per month, like I try to say, then you've got to stay consistent and do that, because if somebody comes to your channel and you're not doing what you say, then they will look at you like, or if you're faking it to make it kind of thing, you know, like, what are you doing? And then the other part of her question, what's the easiest part? The easiest part about YouTube is when you finally create a community. When you finally create a community, when you have those times that it's hard to stay consistent, and that community backs you up. Community as in Chill Squad, community as in Vault Squad, community as in the retro gaming community, community as in people from around here that are big or small, that support you, that sit there when you have hard days. You can go into Discord chats or Discord and just type, or you can call somebody and say, hey, I'm having a hard time in life, or in YouTube, or in this or that. And that makes it easier to go out there, because they'll push you, or they'll give you like little hints or little tricks to say, hey, do this with your music, or do this with your video. And then you're like, that unlocks something that makes it so much easier to do what you got to do. So Chosen Rebel, the easiest part is when you finally make that community, having that community support. So when you have your bad days, you have your down days, they're there to pick you up. You know, and that may not be the best answers for that, but that's just my answers. And then MJ number 7, number 6, 7, MJC asked, and hopefully y'all can hear me well and everything looks good in the stream, the video, because I'm doing this one long recording session due to this. MJC asked, what advice would you give a small YouTuber to help them grow? My advice for a small YouTuber to help them grow is, when you get on the platform and you figure out what niche you want to be in. If you want to be gaming, music, wrestling content, you want to do paper mache, you want to do guitar tutorials, you want to do controller reviews, you want to do console reviews, you want to do game reviews, you want to be an artist and show your painting, whatever, you know, you do crafts on, you know, you give people advice on how to grow or stuff like this, whatever it is medium you try to get in when you create video content on YouTube or any platform, but specifically speaking on YouTube, just my personal experience is when you get on here, don't sit there and try to think of a million things. Hey, I like music, wrestling, gaming, cars, and try to put that all in there, because if you try to put that all in there, people won't this. Go out at it with a slow pace. Start off, say, hey, I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna put my best foot forward. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna start off with one thing, and then as I grow that one thing, maybe add something else in there, and then something else. You know, like me, I started way too broad, but now that the gaming has become the vocal point of my channel, the live streams and the support have become the vocal part of what I do, with the videos being the smaller part now than they used to be. I still from time to time will put the wrestling and the music stuff out there, but people realized that was there in the beginning before the gaming was, so that's always going to be a part of the channel just as much as the gaming. But if you start a channel right now and say, I'm music, wrestling, and gaming, blah blah blah, and you're not consistent, and you don't and then people will sit there and you do a month's worth of wrestling and you don't even touch gaming or music, and you're just like, people are like, Why do you promote that in your wrestling videos, but you never do that? There's people that say they're gaming, but yet they only do drama. There's people that say they're this, but say they're a gaming channel, but then all they do is talk about wrestling. And it's just, you got to sit there and find your focus, and start small, and then and grow that focus, and let people know, hey, this is who I am. This is what I am. And and be consistent at it. I don't know if I'm giving right advice, wrong advice, but that's what I would do. It's like if I started to have somebody said, "Hey, start a new channel right here, right now," I would be like, okay, okay. Well, I got all this gaming stuff, so let's start off by just being streaming, and then I'm gonna tell people, hey, I'm gonna take some of the clips that I've got and then make them into to clips for videos, and then I'm gonna go from that into talking about games, and then slowly build up more stuff that I do in that medium, that niche. Then MJC also asks, what made me want to do YouTube, and what are my favorites to watch? So, what made me want to do YouTube is the fact that I was a year out of high school in 2012. My friend did a wrestling show on YouTube where he just had put up his iPod that had a camera and just recorded his thoughts on wrestling and did that. And I wanted to do that. And I was like, okay, I want to do that, but he said add music into it. So I did that, and that was the Rock and Roll Wrestling Show. And over time, I started looking at what Dashy did, what Rooster Teeth did, what Jacksepticeye did, what Markiplier has done, Roberto Blake. This is just some names. Roberto Blake, Daryl Eves. Even in recent times, people like Spawnwave, RGT85, OJ a Player Essence, T Belly, JLove81, the Game Chasers, Pixel Game Squad, and all that. Looked at what all these people did, past, present, and I look at it, and what makes me want to continue doing what I'm doing is being able to create those friends, that community, be able to share my love for what I watch on TV, what I do outside of YouTube. When I'm off camera, I'm playing a lot of games. I'm learning and listening to a lot of different music. I'm watching a lot of different type of wrestling, and I love that I have this YouTube channel to share that with you all. So that's what's really, really cool. And some of my favorites to watch. So some of my favorites to watch, this is a wide range of them, but some of my favorites to watch are Dashy XP, Dashy Games, Rooster Teeth. And when it comes to Rooster Teeth, it's mostly the Achievement Hunters and Fun House. I did watch the Creatures and Cow Chop. But if you're talking about recent times, a lot of the recent stuff that I watch is the Game Looters, T Belly, JLove81, Megadan29, Solid Nate. Not just because they're my friends, but they're constant people that I watch, that I see in my recommended feed. I still watch Dashy on a daily basis, watch his videos and all that. Still watch Roberto Blake on pretty much a weekly basis. Roberto Blake, his tips, his tricks, stuff like that's really, really cool. Video creators, very cool channel. And there's a lot of people that I watch, because if I had to go a list of who my favorites are, it's kind of hard because you don't want to put one person over another. But those ones that I just said are some of the ones that as soon as I see their stuff, I'm like, boom, 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 there. Not saying that I don't do that for others, and I haven't done that for others. Those are the ones that constantly, week in, week out, I can say they're there and have been there for more than a year. Okay. Then MGAC asked another question. He said, what is your favorite music to listen to? My favorite music to listen to, I listen to a variety from classic rock to classic country to oldies to electronic music to hip hop to pop to R&B. But my favorite band of all time is Foo Fighters. And then another favorite band of mine is A Day to Remember. So I'd have to say hardcore, hard rock, just general rock and roll music. It's more 90s, early 2000s stuff. It's really rare, really, really, really what I dive into. My favorite food is chicken Alfredo. And what game do I play when I'm not streaming? What games do I play when I'm not streaming? When I'm not streaming and you don't see me stream, I play a lot of Minecraft, Call of Duty, Smash Brothers, some backlog stuff. I'll dive into Ratchet and Clank, pick up a Ratchet and Clank game at any given time, Jack and Dexter game, Kingdom Hearts, play those games. I'll go do some multiplayer in the Master Chief Collection, Halo 5, Halo, and all that. So that's the kind of stuff that I do there. So yeah. Then Rufus asked, "What is the first game you ever beat?" First game I ever beat. I don't remember. I may have. I don't remember. I have a bad memory. I may have beat a game on my Super Nintendo that we had, but because the first game I ever played was Super Mario World. I may have beat a game on the PlayStation because we had some Final Fantasies on there. I never really played the Final Fantasies, but those games my brother played. But we had like the Spyros, the Crash Bandicoots, some Gran Turismos. What's the other one we had on there? The one that started Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, and all that on there. And I played, and even the Tomb Raider games. I played those games, the hell out of them. Do I think I ever beat them? I don't remember, but I do know the first PS2 game that I ever beat was Kingdom Hearts. Right there, my favorite game of all time, Kingdom Hearts, and that always sticks in my mind. Is that's the first game that I remember, that I can remember knowing to this day what the ending of the game was like. Spoilers all out there. At the end of the game, you're fighting a big battle right there on Destiny Island. You leave that island, and then at the end, you're fighting right there on the island. You're seeing all the stuff go down, and you realize the story is going to be way crazy and all that. But that's probably the first game that I ever truly beat 100. Thank you for, Then Kevin says, if Kevin of Mr. and Mr. Gaming, so that's, Anna and Kevin, so Kevin asked, for people getting into gaming now, what 3 games would you recommend to newcomers? That's a hard pill to swallow because you've got a Switch, you got an Xbox, you got a PS4, you got retro games, all these different mediums. If you want to play retro, they're making ways for you to play retro. If you want to play modern, they're making all these ways for you to play modern. And on these modern systems, they have these retro games being ported, being able to be downloaded, putting these collections on there. But for me, if you generally had to say what 3 games would I recommend, well, let's just talk about the 3. Let's just put it out there: PS4, Xbox, and a Switch. If you got a Switch, people say, what games would you recommend? Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. Just start right there. A good platformer in Mario Odyssey, a good open world, game that you can learn and play and have fun. Zelda. You had to go to an Xbox, I'd say, hey, you have an Xbox, well, what game would you recommend for that? Play some Halo, Gears, or Forza. You want to play a good shooter, or a good racing game? There you go. And then if you want to play a game that's got some history with PlayStation, and you want to play a very great story, play Spider-Man or play God of War. But if I had to say only 3 games, Kevin, I'd probably say Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and I don't know what the third would be. And I know these questions I'm asking going really farther out there than I should, but another game that'd be pretty simple. Maybe try something multiplayer. You just see how it is. For a newcomer, because you got to see. You never know what you would like until you try it. Then T-Belly asked, what would I like to see Xbox Live on Nintendo with all the stuff about like those games that were coming to the Nintendo Switch with Ori and Super Lucky's Tale and stuff like that, and Cuphead. What I like to see Xbox Live on there. Xbox could make a partnership with Nintendo, and Xbox could sit there and say, hey Nintendo, do all your IPs, do all your games and all that. What we'll do, we'll let you use our servers to make your internet and your data and all that more secure and better, so that multiplayer games have less lag in them. That all this stuff out, and Xbox Live seeing that in there, and even if they let them use Xbox Live and said, hey, you don't have a trophy or an achievement system, well, you use Xbox Live, and now you, instead of having friend codes, you have a little bit of an Xbox Live thing, or you have a Nintendo, or it's called Nintendo Live, and it's a version of Xbox Live that you can get achievements on for Nintendo games. That'd be something that's really random that you throw out there. And what I like to see, and he asked me for a series, what I like to see Jak and Daxter return. I would love to see what if they did. You know, in 2016 when they released the Ratchet and Clank movie, and then they did the remastered of the first game with additional content in there. I believe they could remake Jak and Daxter 1 and you know, remake that game, put additional content there, add additional features in there, bring it out there for the PS5 because at the time we're doing this, bring it out there for the PS5, maybe even make a version for the PS4 if it comes out within the next year or two, and then jump back into that series because I would love to see Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank are two platforming series that I would love to see come back for PlayStation. But then also you got to think about the same thing. If people are talking about Xbox, they're always like, bring back Conquer, bring back Banjo-Kazooie. And if you did that, man, you could make some killing off some platform games. I miss the PS2, PS1, Nintendo 64 eras when you had all those good platformers, you know, good platformers in games and all that. And then Miss K, she asked me some questions through Facebook, and she had asked me because I went to some people and they asked me some questions. She asked me we played Minecraft together. She asked me did I like the world that she made and all that, and I just gotta say she's made. If you ever play Minecraft with Miss K, you gotta see her world. She puts a lot of work into what she makes. She does really cool stuff, and I gotta say, yeah, I liked what she made me for me and helped me with the house and all that. Cool stuff, you know. And if you don't know who Miss K is, check her out. She and also check out her boyfriend Slayer 768 and all that. But those are definitely some good questions. This video is going to be a lot longer than I thought it would be and all that. But yeah, we're not going to add any music into this video. It's just going to be the intro, my intro, this part of the video, and then you're going to see the outro. But I want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by the video, liking it, listening to me ramble on and talk about this, because this is a longer video than I expected to make answering these questions. But I love having Q&As. Q&As are going to be longer formed videos. So if y'all think I should do a Q&A in the future, let me know down there. If you like the answer to the questions, put it down there, and everything like that. I'm Chrislevi13. You all keep doing what you got to do. Keep staying in these times, staying healthy, staying cautious, but also living life to the max. And as Chrislevi13 always says, do me the biggest favor of all, and that is stay awesome. And will we make it to 1K subscribers? People are saying I'll make it before summer ends. Well, my birthday is September 20th, 2020, and I'll be 29 years old. And I would like to for 1K for my mom. For my mom who's been through a lot, for my family, for you all, for every single one of you all. Let's get there and let's hit 1K subscribers. We can do that with videos, live streams, and more. Let's do it. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next live stream. Stay awesome.